Andrea, thank you for bearing with me. My first question for you is, what has been the biggest benefit you have found working with us?
Absolutely. I love how unique you make the experience to just me and my needs. So jumping into that first conversation that we have, it was so awesome to just kind of go, you guys asked a few basic questions and then kind of went, okay, what are you needing the most help with? And for us, it was definitely kind of the lead generating aspect and how to nurture clients and starting that path. We were definitely just like, I don't know. Now I said we were 80% doing a good job on like our active campaign. And in diving into this, I definitely have realized that we were only like just skimming the surface on our nurturing and only like 5% doing a good job. And now I'm super excited to go live here soon. It took a little bit of time, but you guys were so helpful on the back end on getting everything, set up and triggers and automations and all of those things that I have a good grasp on and understanding on how that all works. And I'm so excited to get those connected and for me to have a lot less work to do in the near future. I can't wait.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of our core tenets, right? Is we want to increase profit, impact, and freedom. And that's kind of a huge piece is we have the advantages of technology to leverage that to give gym owners back crucial parts of their time of like, look, there are tons of tasks that you could have automated. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're always going to be automated. Sometimes they just need to be systematized so that the conversations can at least get started by a computer and then you pick them up from there. So they're still personal conversations. But the grunt work of sending out, how was class this week or nurturing them into their appointments. A lot of times people don't need those conversations to be personalized. They want the responses to be personalized, but the conversations themselves can be started by a computer just fine and save you tons and tons of work. And that's what we try to do is we try to walk that thin line between using technology to give you back your time, but also to make sure that you still have that very intimate relationship feel in your business, because that's crucial for those of you who are struggling with your facilities. Start to see them as relationship-based businesses. And I promise you, it'll transform how you guys do things, how you coach classes, and your clients will love it and want to sign up for more.
But I think one other, like the biggest thing too with you guys was you guys jumped into our actual program and started making all of those things like the folders, the automations, and did them with me. And I think that was the key factor of not just showing me where it is and watch some videos and go do it. It was you guys like handheld me, we were in there together and like build them together. So I feel really comfortable in making it all happen now. So big factor for sure.
Totally. And we want to teach you how to fish, right? It's like we're trying to give away as much as we can because I've never found ourselves in a position where it's like, oh, we gave away too much. It's like, I'm a big fan of Alex Hormozzi, and one of the things he likes to say is, if you're not giving away enough until you're scared about how much you're giving away. And I thought that was really great. And that's what we try to shoot for. It's just give away so much with what we do, especially with our clients. Like it's like we want to leave no stone unturned. It's just there's so much to cover. And for those of you who don't know, real quickly, so Andrea's talking about how we kind of jump in. So one of the things we like to do is when we get into the business, we like to look at time value formulas, which we're going to do a live video on how I break that down so you can do your own time value formulas. But we like to look at the business in 5 different pillars, which is lead generation, lead nurture, sales, fulfillment, and retention. Those are kind of the 5 pillars that we build successful programs with. And so usually what we find is one of those is always going to be your bottleneck. And for a lot of people, lead gen can be a bottleneck. Andrea, they have a great program. They have great pricing structures. So it's like, we didn't really have to transform that. So we can kind of shift our attention to the sexier stuff of like, how do we get more leads? But remember, don't get ahead of yourself out there because you may actually need to be working on fulfillment and retention before you start dumping more leads into your program. You might be like, hey, if I could just sign up 20 more students a month, that would change the game. And it's like, well, you're losing 20 students a month. And so your net would be 5 or 0. And so it doesn't really change anything for you in the long term. It just makes you feel better in the short term. So we always try to get in there and evaluate through that 5 pillar structure to see exactly where we can help you the most. And be like, this is the pillar right now that's holding you back. Rather the part of the bottleneck. Okay, so you, Andrea, you have definitely had a good experience working with multiple consultants and coaching programs, and we love that. We love that because it gives us the chance to learn from you. of like, what could we be doing better? Because we are always the student, never the master. So you've worked with multiple consultants. And so what have you liked about KPS? Like, what is it, what about working with us has been unique compared to, say, what other consulting companies have done with you?
Yeah, I definitely think it's the personal aspect of just we do personal aspects in other experiences that I've had of one-on-one calls and things like that. I think that you guys really derail. I mean, of course, you probably have a back end like structure to your call, but I feel like you derail and make it super unique to just me and my problems or bottlenecks and try to address those. I also like that it's always a conversation of, did I help you today? Did I make a change? Did I, help fix something today? And you guys are constantly checking in, which is amazing. I love the tech side. So, moving from, just either the Facebook updates or the email updates, but having, a text come through saying, hey, I'm going to see you in an hour. And then 5 minutes before, hey, here's your Zoom. So it's like the tech aspect of just being on top of conversations together is super, super awesome. But yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys are very tech forward, and that's made a huge difference to me and where I need to be.
Yes. Yeah. Well, again, it's a massive tool, especially for the small business owner, right? It's like you can, it's like hiring one person is extremely painful for a small business, especially if you're not in a profitable situation. So it's like, I really need an administrator, I really need a lead nurture person, but I can't afford it. Well, that's the great part about technology. A lot of people balk at those prices, like, oh, this software's $500 a month, but it's like, yeah, how much would it cost you to have a person who sat in the gym and did that? It's like, it probably costs you $2,000, right? To have someone sit there and send out texts like, hi, are you coming to your appointment today? So it's like, we want to leverage that to give back your time, make things simpler, and help your business's conversion rates, get those appointments in, get them to close. And by the way, for those of you who are curious, Andrea actually takes her clients into a paid trial. So they do a paid trial to begin with, and then go straight into a membership. So she doesn't do free trials, she does a paid trial.
And we increase those prices like crazy.
Yeah.
You guys, not like a discounted paid trial, but like a true paid trial. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's she's gonna raise it to, what is it, 120 to get started?
Yeah.
124. And she's still signing up anywhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 50 a month on that trial. Yeah, that's excellent. Okay, cool. So you are a successful gym by many standards, right? But still you choose to find coaches to work with, you choose to be a learning student. What is the motivator for that? What would you say to someone who's, what would you say for you? And then the second half of the question is, what would you say to someone who has, their own successful gym and they're like, I'm good, I'm profitable, we're making 200,000 a year profit, I'm good, I don't need to talk to anybody. What would you say for yourself in that situation? Then what would you say to someone else?
Gosh, there's so many folds to this answer, because it definitely, I'm a doer. I am someone who just jumps in and go. I do have, some visions, some ideas, things that I want to do. But I definitely have to bring in my husband, the visionary, into this answer, because he's always looking for what's the next thing, what's the newest thing, how can we make things better? And so he's constantly, on the hunt for what's the new exciting thing. And so he turns me to, hey, check out this, what these guys are doing this, these guys are doing this. So I would definitely not be as progressive as I am without him, first of all. And then,
Way to go, Matt.
Yeah, Matt, it is. And then I love to have conversations and to, work with like-minded people. And so it's definitely, something that, reaching out and finding other people that are in the same boat as me, who've been there before, who are not there yet. I just love to have those conversations. I'm always wanting to learn, and from multiple people, like outside of our industry, different, pulling in from anybody and everything that I can, find some little tips on, is a huge deal breaker for sure. So.
Yeah, that's what an entrepreneur is, right? It's a pattern. You identify patterns in different industries and see what patterns can you bring into your industry that are going to work. So that's great. Always being a student and looking for people who can help you identify those patterns, see things from a different perspective. And I think that that's just a good mindset to have in life in general.
Absolutely. Yeah. We try to instill that in our coaches for sure too. And our kids, right? Like we have to be lifelong learners.
There you go. You got to live it through and through. Okay. So final question, guys, we're running up on our time. We're actually doing really good. So this has been awesome. So what would you say to anyone who is considering working with us, Kids Program Solutions, but is not sure about it? They're a little worried maybe. What would you say to them?
I would say you just got to jump in and be a little bit risky. If you're, conservative on your time, conservative on your money, then you're just going to kind of stay complacent and stay in the same spot. And so if you're really ready to mix things up and, shoot for the stars and, look for that $1 million company and, you got to jump in with 2 feet into something. So, really do your homework. So, for me, Kids Program Solution totally works and it's amazing. And so ask the questions, find out, how can they help you in this area, that area, and see if the relationship is the right fit. And it definitely was for me.
Yeah. And I think we ended up having, 3 or 4 phone calls. We did FaceTimes, we did phone calls, and we were just really trying to get on the same page and feel like both parties were comfortable about what we were going to provide. Because Allie and Jeff and I, we want to make sure that when we bring someone in, that we feel confident that we're going to give you tons and tons of value back, like 10x the value you give us. Because we want to see that. Because obviously, the more we can give you, the happier you're going to be, and then that's going to tell a great story to anyone. So, would you say that you felt like the investment you've made with us has been money well spent, and you're going to make that back?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. The tech side, 100%. We haven't even dived in too much because we have a pretty growing ninja program. So I can't wait to, rack your guys' brain to even grow that even a lot more, because I know that that's a big strength of yours.
Yes. And, that is the modality we sharpened our teeth on for sure.
Yeah. So I can't wait to just dive in more, but already it's been hands down amazing.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, Andrea, thank you so much for your time today. I hope everybody enjoyed this live. If you guys enjoyed this, let's comment flipped in the comment section below. Comment flipped, FLIPPED. And if we see that, what we'll do is we'll send a message to you guys and get the conversation going, see where you're at, see where your facility's at. And if it makes sense, maybe jump on a call and just talk about it and see if it makes sense for us to try to go further together. But again, I want to thank Andrea, our guest today. For those of you who watch this, or maybe you're watching this later, thank her in the comment section below. We deeply appreciate her time, her coming on here and talking. And I'm sure she would be totally cool if you guys wanted to message her and ask her some questions on the low key of hey, what did you want to say, but Charlie wouldn't let you? I'm just kidding. But feel free to reach out to her.
You guys, no.
No. But yeah, feel free to reach out to her. She's super friendly, super helpful, and I'm sure she'd be happy to answer any questions you guys may have as it pertains to the program itself, or just running a really successful facility to begin with. So cool. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and end this live today. So I hope you guys had a great time. And we will see you next week on Thursday, 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. And by the way, we're going to drop the new content schedule on Monday. So be on the lookout for that, of what the upcoming lives are going to be about. But comment below. We love you guys. We'll see you later. God bless. See you on the other side.